So this is a Cornish cross chicken. This is what we're buying in the store. And these chickens are specifically bred to be fast growers and not use as much food as ones that grow slower. So wonder if you can guess, go put in the comment section, how old do you think this chicken is?
Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are two crazy ketos.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm excited for the next day or two.
Me too. There's a lot of stuff happening on the farm. It's a lot of work, but I feel like on the other side of this next couple of days, we're going to have a lot better ways to serve our flock.
Yeah, so we have been building a bigger chicken coop.
A barn dominium.
And it'll be nice to kind of like move all the ladies and start to clean up the outside. Right now, like the outside is a disaster area because we don't have a garage. We don't have a place to put everything. And so there's cages everywhere and they're all going to go in front of the new chicken coop. So hopefully once we get the new coop done, we can start to kind of consolidate the multiple coops that we have.
Do you have a garage on your house? Let us know in the comments down below. And what do you normally put inside of that garage? So it used to be storage for your tools. It used to be where our washer and dryer lived.
Right.
All the things.
I mean, we have the storage container, but we have a lot of our possessions that are going to go into the house in there. So, you know, we're kind of limited. And so it's starting to come together. I mean, the kitchen is in. Super excited about that. We're going to be able to start filming some videos, at least in the kitchen.
Very excited about that.
But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to go do our morning chores. We're going to go collect eggs, do a few things like that, move babies around. Then I want to go see if I can figure out what's going on with our black turkey because it's kind of weird that she's not laying.
Right.
Then I'm going to paint the new chicken coop, then we can move everything around. And we're also going to be eating in this vlog. Now recently I have noticed that our black Spanish turkey, who I've never seen get mounted by a tom, and I didn't think she was going to lay, has been disappearing for about an hour or so, where she just kind of goes off into the woods. So the question is she laying eggs? And if so, where is she doing it?
Sometimes I guess turkeys just want to be private with their egg laying. And thankfully, because of the sheer size of the farm, there's space enough for everybody to kind of have their own nook. We just have to find her nook, Joe.
So I've noticed that she is going off into this back corner where we have the big pile of garbage. So let's go see if we can find them. So I watched her earlier. As soon as we opened up the cage, she darted back here, and she spent about an hour back here. I watched her come straight up here, and then she was laying up in here in this grass, and I saw her rustling. So let's see.
Whoa!
Gold mine!
Oh my gosh, so she has actually laid
She's laid 3 eggs. So I think here's what we're gonna do. Originally, we were gonna incubate these eggs. Right now, we have eggs in our incubator. We actually have 52 eggs that are supposed to be hatching next week.
Chicken eggs.
Chicken eggs, yeah. So I think what we're gonna do is, since she is going to this spot and laying them, and she's putting them there in secret, I'm gonna let her keep laying them. I'm not gonna take them. She knows they're there. And we're going to see if she comes back out here tomorrow and lays again. But in the meantime, I don't want to disturb her nest. I know that sometimes if you take them, she'll stop laying, it'll upset her, or she'll go find someplace else. So what we're going to do is just hope that none of the wild animals, snakes, things like that get it, because that's why she's hiding them there, to hide it away from people. Because here's the thing, the black turkey, she's the instigator. She's the one who likes to go on walkabout. So if she's going to try to hatch them, that means she's going to spend 28 days sitting back there.
So of course, no matter what we're raising, we want to give that animal the best quality of life. And so even though these are meat birds and they're not going to have a permanent structure, we have a mobile coop that we move around the yard to make sure that every single day they're getting access to fresh grass, fresh grounds, and lots of buggies and wormies.
And not live in their poop.
And not live in their poop. So what we do is, it's really simple. This is made to be very light, but we've got like really close, knit hardware cloth on here so that predators can't get into them. When it is a windy day, because this is so light, we help to keep it down with cement blocks around the coop. But then yes, all we do is every day we are able to just kind of move this a little bit, and then that way they can get fresh ground. Because let me show you what the meat bird's aftermath looks like.
So you can see this is just one day.
This is one single day with 21 baby birds.
And see, here's the thing, is that the camera may not pick it up, but you can definitely see a square
Mashed down.
where they have trampled, picked up all the grass. And what you do is you just keep moving them every day. Like originally they were over there and they've made a run down and now the grass is growing back.
Right.
So if you have a lot of birds, like our next batch is actually 50 birds, what you'll do is you just keep moving them every day, and it'll look like, a baseball field where you have the stripes up and down. And they're helping to till the soil, put fertilizer on there, and if you keep moving them, that's going to really help your ground be more fertile for plants and other animals.
But if you don't move them and you keep meat birds in a stationary place, they are going to be growing up in filth. Because I'm going to tell you, I've raised a lot of birds at this point, and nothing poops like a meat bird.
So this is a Cornish cross chicken. This is what we're buying in the store. And these chickens are specifically bred to be fast growers and not use as much food as ones that grow slower. So wonder if you can guess, go put in the comment section, how old do you think this chicken is? I'll give you a second. So this chicken is 3 weeks old. She is very heavy, but you can see they grow so fast that their feathers can't even keep up. So this is a 3-week-old chicken, and in a second, we're gonna give you a comparison and show you a chicken that is 2 months old.
Okay, so by comparison, these guys are 2 months old, and I know they've got some long legs, but I mean, the comparison between the meat bird and this little guy is pretty drastic.
So I would say that these birds are about 2 months old, and the other ones are 3 weeks old, and they're roughly the same size.
Only these are leaner.
And the meat birds are much heavier birds. So as you may have seen in our last video, our turkeys are laying eggs, and this is what a turkey egg looks like. Kind of looks like a chicken egg, except for it's a little bit different shape, and it has these little brown specks on it. And we have 2 hen turkeys. We have a blue slate, and then we have a black Spanish. I have never seen the black Spanish turkey get mounted, but she is laying eggs, and she's been laying eggs like off in the woods as we showed you. But I'm curious, are these fertilized? And since I'm kind of a little hungry and I do really want to taste a turkey egg, we're going to go ahead and check and see whether or not this is fertilized. And what we do is we crack it open. This is the only way you're going to know. Put it in a little bowl, and we're looking for a bullseye in the yolk. Okay, so looking at this, I really can't tell. I don't think this is a fertilized egg. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get one from the blue slate turkey and also a chicken egg. And then we're going to put them side by side, and we're going to let you guys see what you think. But what we're looking for is on this little white dot that's right here, you want to see a bullseye, and I'm not really seeing a bullseye there. Okay, so we have 3 eggs here. So this is the black Spanish, this is the blue slate, and then this is a chicken egg. And now that I'm looking at them, yeah, I don't think the black Spanish is a fertilized egg. Now, this is one of the first ones that she laid, but I think what we're going to have to do is maybe test another one in a couple days. I may have to just keep her locked up with the tom by herself and see what happens. But looking at this blue slate turkey, if you look right here, see that white? See how there is a definite ring around it? It looks like a bullseye. That's a fertilized egg. And you'll also see that over here on the chicken egg. See how like you see a bullseye? And I know that this is a fertilized egg. So when we go back over here, I don't think our black Spanish is getting fertilized. But I don't know. As we pull it apart, possibly. The only way we may know is to stick them in the incubator and see what happens. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and cook these on our Grilla grill. Okay, we're going to start off with the chicken egg. And then this is going to be the the blue slate. No, don't go down there. And then this will be the black Spanish. Now we'll just let these cook up. As the black Spanish comes out, it still does not look like a bullseye to me. Okay, so we have our eggs here. And since I don't have my tripod, we're gonna do this kind of like Neanderthal style. We're just going to pick up the egg and eat it with our hands. And I'm really interested to see, does a turkey egg taste different than a chicken egg? It's really good. The yolk has a much richer flavor. The white, it tastes just like a regular chicken egg, but it's really good. Would I eat these on a regular basis? Well, if the black one is not getting fertilized, I'd probably eat those. But considering that you can sell fertilized eggs for about $10 an egg, and you can raise the babies and sell the babies at a day old for like $20, probably wouldn't eat them on a regular basis because they're worth $10 to $20 per egg. So yesterday we painted the chicken coop. We moved everything around, and I wanted to give you like an idea of what it looks like. There's still some things that need to be done, but I wanted to show you like a little bit about the coop. So this is the massive coop that we built.
The Coupe de Ville.
So it's actually divided into 3 sections. We used a lot of lumber that we found here on the property. And here's the cool thing about chicken coops. They don't have to be fancy. You know, you go online, you see people like build these fancy coops. A lot of the ones that they sell in Tractor Supply, they're not bad for like starters, but they're very flimsy. And also, just a little like piece of advice. If you're looking to get into chickens, when you see these things where they say 4 to 6 chickens, it doesn't hold 4 to 6 chickens. They're generally referring to like bantams, but it's their way of selling it to you. So if it says this will hold 4 to 6 chickens, it'll really hold 2 to 3. If it says it'll hold 10 to 15, it'll really hold like 5 to 7 of regular sized chickens. It'll hold 10 to 15 bantams because they're little tiny and, you know, like not great for eggs because they give you like little tiny eggs.
Quail eggs.
But, you know, just it's okay, but not the greatest. But your chicken coop could just be a box. You know, I was even talking to my sister about, you know, what kind of coop to get because she wants to get chickens. And I'm like, you could literally get a shed and then just put some bars in there. Honestly, I think a shed is easier, like even a plastic shed. I mean, heck, we used like a baby's playhouse and converted it because when you have that, it's easier to clean. And that was one of the things that we thought about as I was building and designing this. So we have 3 sections. We have a turkey section, a chicken section, and then we have a brooding section. So this first section is going to be the chicken section. And so we'll come in here. And again, this is one of the cages that we got. And this is just the run so that when we go away, the girls can stay locked up in here, but still be able to come out of their coop. And whoever's watching them for us doesn't have to worry about the fact that our girls like to free range. They've got plenty of room in here, and we can just keep the gate closed. Eventually, we're going to put like a hardware cloth around because this is chicken wire. Chicken wire isn't as predator proof as hardware cloth, so we'll put hardware cloth along the bottom and leave the top as chicken wire to protect from hawks and things like that. But if you come in here, this feeder was already in here from our friend Don. I really like it, so I'm actually going to design one for the turkey coop. It's literally just a piece of PVC pipe that's cut, and then you can lay the feed in here, and they come and pick it up. And, you know, we kind of let them have as much food as they want, but I'm starting to change that where you get this amount for the day, and that's it, because I want them to pasture raise and eat bugs and ants and all that stuff. So we got a tarp from Harbor Freight, put it over there, protects their food from the rain, also keeps the sun out. It's like a silver tarp, so it kind of reflects it all, although I can feel the heat coming in here. We bought an automatic chicken door. We got this on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below. You can set it for time or sun. I have it set for time, and so it opens up early in the morning, and then at night, I have it set to close about an hour after dark. This way, everybody goes in there. One thing about chickens that's really cool is they will always go home at night. The only time they won't is if there is more light outside than in their home. So I always tell people, if you have like a spotlight or something, make sure that is off when you're trying to get them to go inside. Otherwise, they'll stay outside where that light is. So we have the chicken coop door there. Then on the other side, I have a big 55-gallon drum filled with water, which I'll show you. And it feeds in PVC pipe, and it comes down into here. I have a shut-off valve here. Eventually here, I'm going to put a little like bowl that this will feed into. That's why this is just capped. And then I also have these little chicken waterers. And so all they do is like peck at this, and it will give them water. And it holds just a touch of water right there. So it kind of lets them know that they have water there. So we have that over here. Then we'll go over into the turkey one. Okay, so this is the turkey coop. Turkeys don't need as much as chickens, but it's the same thing directly next door to the chicken coop.
No, they do not fight with one another.
No, they don't fight with each other. They get along great. But we don't have a regular kind of water. What we have over here is what I'm going to put on the other side. And this is just like a bowl thing that's hooked up to the hose. And then what we'll do is we'll dump it. And then it's got like a little float right there, and this will automatically fill up, and then when the water fills it up, it floats, and then it stops flowing. Over here, obviously they have a bigger door because they're bigger. I still have to build the door for it, but right now they can just kind of go in there, and we'll show you the inside in a second. And then I've got like an arm that'll swing it open on a timer. And then I still, like I said, have to build the PVC feeder, so right now they just have one of these poultry feeders with legs. I like these ones on legs better than the ones that just sit on the ground because less waste, and also they can't get all the mud and all that other stuff. So it's up just a little bit on them. Now we'll go over and take a look at the brooding room. So this is the watering system that I was talking about. So it's a 55-gallon drum. We fill it up with water. There is a hose right there, but eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a gutter off of the top of the coop, and it will feed the water in here, so we'll just be reclaiming rainwater during the rainy season. Right now it's not rainy season anyway. That will fill it up, and then it's got two hoses, one that reads over here, and then the other one that feeds to a piece of PVC pipe that goes through this hole to a PVC pipe down the side, and then that goes to the chicken coop. But in here is our brooder room. Now we're kind of using it for storage a little bit right now. And we haven't run electricity out here, but I'm going to be running electricity out here for brooding lights and things like that. This room is 10 feet by 4 feet. We've built a box up here that we can put babies in. And it's, you know, deep enough that they can't easily jump out, but also that we can reach in. And it's only actually on here with 2 screws, so if we need to take it out, we can. We left it elevated so that as they get older and need even more space, we can just put them down on the ground. Right now, what I'm doing is when we put like the babies out here, like we have this battery backup system from Blue Eddy, and that can just kind of feed that. And this thing will run that heater for like 2 days. Right now, Rachel actually has the turkeys outside, the baby turkeys, and they'll come in here tonight.
So you can see these little turkey babies are getting some sunlight, getting their first taste of outdoors, but in a safe way. I brought a little bit of grass in there, put a little dirt box for them to play around in. Of course, they've got their food and water, but this way I can make sure that they are safe from any predators while they enjoy some fun outdoors.
These are actually Royal Palm turkeys, and I think I mentioned it in a live stream, but I do want to give a shout out to Murray McMurray Hatchery. We ordered these from them, and we're supposed to get an assortment of rare heritage breed turkeys. Heritage breed turkeys can actually breed. If you get broad-breasted turkeys, which are the ones we buy at Thanksgiving time, they can't even breed themselves. At 26 weeks, it's time to slaughter. If you let them go much longer than that, they'll start to have heart attacks. They can't walk, and they can't breed themselves. They have to be artificially inseminated. So we really want heritage breed turkeys. Well, what happened is when we got them, we were supposed to get at least 2 different breeds, and we only got 1 breed. We got 15 of the Royal Palm. And so when I called them, they said, we're so sorry, that shouldn't have happened. So they're actually sending us 15 more heritage breed turkeys and promised that none of them will be Royal Palms because we already have 15 Royal Palms. So we'll come around here in the back and you just kind of see, again, we just used some spare lumber. This was just wood that I got at Home Depot, but a lot of the 2x4s and everything is all bracing. And then we got the metal from a roofing place around the corner. We're leaving this open to get airflow, but I'm going to cover it all with some chicken wire so predators can't climb in there. And then down here, you can see where the watering thing feeds the PVC pipe that's going to feed down into the chicken coop. Now we'll show you the inside of the chicken coop. Before we go inside, I wanted to show you this. I put a ventilation fan in here because we have a lot of chickens and we have the turkeys, and it can begin to smell after a while. And so you want to get some good ventilation in there. So I bought this on Amazon. It runs on solar and battery. And so it comes with a solar panel as well as a little battery backup. So during the day, it's running on solar, and then that solar is also charging the battery. And then when the sun goes down, the battery kicks in and it can keep running all night long. It's now, the solar panel's mounted up on the roof. There's one over there. And then over here, there's another one that is actually for the chicken coop door. Then when we come inside, we actually put a little eyelet right here to hold this door open.
Sometimes it gets windy here.
And then we'll come inside.
Hi, Hannah.
And I'm going to show you one of the things that we came up with. So we put this up yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. And the girls poop a lot.
Yeah, look at that.
So what we decided to do was to help with managing chicken poop, which, by the way, is great fertilizer. In the past, Rachel would just put a bunch of bedding down, and then she would collect all that bedding, and we would burn it because we haven't done our mulch pile yet, which I'm going to be doing in a couple of days. So I came up with this idea to put a tarp below their roost, and then they can poop on the tarp, which you can see after just one day what it looks like.
They're clearly using it.
And then all the poop just runs down the tarp. Now, we don't have it on there very well. I'm actually going to get like thick black plastic, which will make it even better and slipperier for the chicken poop. But now you can just come in here and scoop up this chicken poop and go throw it onto your mulch pile. So we have that over there. And then what we decided to do was, for a nesting box, we got this on Amazon. And what I really like about this is it's got 6 bays. And oh, we've got an egg. I bought a couple of like these plastic eggs at Tractor Supply to kind of encourage the girls to go in there, which obviously it works. And then what'll happen is the eggs can roll down in here. Now, right now I put some nesting material in here to encourage the girls to go in here so they don't roll down as easy. But there is 6 of them. Oh, more eggs. We got one there. We got one here. And then we got one here. Are there any down in here? Nope. So this is really working out good. I have actually had it out for a few days for them to get used to it. And now it's in here. And what I like is you can hang this on the wall, but we've just got it on its feet so we can kind of move it around. So over here is their chicken door. Oh, somebody decided to not lay in the nesting box.
Looking at you, Hannah.
And then back here, Rachel puts down bags, which I really can't show you. Maybe Rachel can show them to you. But really, we don't even need the bags after we've come up with this tarp area.
Yeah, it just gives us extra, space for them.
But what we'll do is we'll throw down a bunch of hay and hemp and stuff in there like that in here to help with the smell and stuff. We decided to just build this right on the ground. No floor or anything like that. One of the things that we're going to do is on the outside, we're going to run some chicken wire stapled up along the bottom and then kind of like bring it out and then put a bunch of rock or shell so that things can't burrow up underneath. But so far, this is really working. We figured let them eat up this grass and then we'll put a nice thick layer of pine shavings or hemp or something in here. Now in here is our turkey coop. This is how we get into the turkey coop. So I put a little latch here. You can also see that that water pipe runs down and there's a couple of waterers right there in case somebody's in here. And then when we come in here, we have chickens. This is the turkey coop. And so you can see the turkey coop is they don't need a nesting area. As a matter of fact, we put a little bit of hay over here and the gray turkey actually laid an egg up here this morning. I've already pulled it out. And so they just need a little bit of area. You can build them nesting boxes, but everything we've researched and as you saw from earlier, they are going to go lay where they want to lay. So we figured not even to bother with it. And then there's 3 roosting bars, thinking about the future as the other turkeys get older, and you can see they are going up there. We still need to put the black plastic down for this one as well, so you can see how it's just kind of dropping down. Obviously somebody sits right there because there's a big pile of poop over here. And then for the brooding room, we decided to not put a door, and so you have to go around. This wood you can see here, what happened is when we bought the wood at Home Depot for this paneling, they had a bunch that were broken, so they gave them to us for free. And that's where we decided to we can use this as wall. So you see how it's missing pieces, but it worked out perfectly for us because we were just going to buy something really cheap. And then they ended up giving me 6 free pieces because they were damaged anyway. And it was plenty to do both of these walls, and we actually have 2 pieces left over so we can build the doghouse for Tabitha.
I do have a fly trap up there, and I'm going to be trying out different ones. This is the first brand. I got it from Home Depot. It's just called the Outdoor Fly Trap Rescue brand. But we're going to be trying different things to see which works the best, because obviously where there is poop, there is flies.
I actually saw a little tip on a chicken video I was watching. Do you know what makes a really good bait for these fly traps?
What?
Putting chicken poop in it.
Ew.
Because we're selling our eggs in the state of Florida, we're required to wash them. And you have to have a 3-station sink or an egg scrubbing machine. And I started looking into some of the different machines, and a lot of them were over $1,000. And we right now have a whole bunch of eggs to scrub. There's about 4 dozen eggs right now that need to be scrubbed, and that could be extremely time consuming. So I started looking for other options, and I found this really cool device called the Little Egg Scrubber. So this is the device. It's called the Little Egg Scrubber, and it's got these brushes on here, and it's a plastic housing, and then over here there's a little switch, and when you turn it on, it has the brushes roll, and that's going to scrub your eggs, and you can do, I think, 3 eggs at a time in 15 seconds. And this really has made it easier. Let me show you how we do this. So the first thing we have to do is soak the eggs, and then we have this enzyme pre-soak that we put a little bit in here. And doing this just helps to release some of these stubborn, poop stains and stuff off of there. Also, we have these duck eggs over here, and I wanted to really show you how well this works so you can see how dirty this egg is. So we're gonna go ahead and put some of these in here as well. So we're just gonna put a few of these in here because I don't want to confuse which one are chicken eggs and which ones are actually duck eggs. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm gonna do is take out these couple of white eggs just so that I don't confuse them. And this way I know that all of the white eggs are duck eggs, but I want to just give you an idea of how well this works. So we're going to just let these soak for about 5 minutes, and then we'll come back. So all my eggs are soaking. We're gonna start preparing our dinner. And we're gonna try something a little different today. When I was in Sam's Club the other day, they had corned beefs on sale for $6 off per package. So I picked one up. And here's a little hint. A lot of times you go into Costco, Sam's Club, places like that, and they'll have these deals like $6 off. I'm sure most people know this, but I'm just gonna tell you what I always do. I find the smallest packages. A lot of people will get the big package. I find the smallest ones because then I save more money. So for example, this one here was $21, $21.76, and then we got $6 off. But if I bought the one that was like $29, I still only get $6 off. So you're paying more money per pound. So I generally will get multiple of the smaller packages rather than one larger package. So we're gonna make this today, but the only thing is the way I generally cook corned beef is in a slow cooker or in an Instapot or something like that, and I don't have any of that stuff right now. It is all packed. So we're going to make this in the smoker. Let me show you how we're gonna do this. The first thing I'm gonna do is obviously pull it out of the package. And I don't even have all my cutting boards. So we're just gonna use this paper towel right now. And we're going to pull this corned beef out. And then I'm gonna grab this little spice packet, although it's generally not enough. And we're gonna go get rid of this. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna pat this dry. A lot of people like to rinse their corned beefs. I don't. We're keto. I want more salt. So all I'm gonna do is kind of pat this dry, but I am going to leave all of that brine mixture on here because I think it's gonna really help in the smoker. And then I have this little cutting board now that I can do this, and then I'll just put a paper towel underneath it to catch my rub. So unfortunately, I don't have access to all of my spices, so I'm just gonna take this little package. Usually I want a lot more, but we're gonna kind of just put this on here. And then I'm gonna add to that some of this Redmond real salt, lemon pepper seasoning on here. Again, generally I would want like mustard seed and that kind of stuff, but since I don't have any, we're just gonna get this because it's gonna have a lot of extra salt and stuff. And I'm just gonna put a bunch of this on both sides. And then I'm also gonna take some standard salt and kind of rub that in here as well. And we're gonna get both sides. I'm gonna make this a little bit easier and just kind of open it up and sprinkle it on here. And again, I wanna get like a nice crust on this. And again, ideally, we'd be using pickling spices, but I don't have any with me. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go take this, we're gonna put it on the smoker, and we're gonna smoke it at 225 degrees until we get an internal temperature of 160 degrees. So I've got my smoker going, and now we're just gonna lay this in here, and we're gonna go until we get an internal temperature of 160 degrees.
Yay, I am so excited about this egg scrubber. So I love sharing our eggs with people, whether we are gifting them or we are selling them. I like to have a nice egg presentation, but I do not like the washing of the eggs because poop. Hello, who wants to be like hands deep in poop? So Joe has been using this egg scrubber. I have yet to use it, so I'm excited to get to learn this thing.
So I already have them soaking.
Thank you.
So now we just need to scrub them. So let me show you what you need to do. So obviously the first thing we do is we put this scrubber into the sink, and note you're gonna leave it right where it was.
Okay.
And what you're gonna do is you're gonna just turn on the water, but just a little bit, and you want it to hit up here.
Oh, okay, so it's
that
rolling.
it's washing down. Then you're gonna press the little button that's over there on the cord, and just press it, and it's gonna turn on.
Here we go.
Then you're gonna take your eggs, and one egg goes into each one of those sections where the green is.
Oh, nice.
And now start with the white eggs. Those were the duck
Yeah,
eggs. You
look
can
at
see
this.
how dirty they were.
Woof.
And so put one in each one.
I mean, these are poop-tastic, yo.
And we're just gonna let that run for a little bit, and it should start getting all that off. And again, these are the dirtiest eggs we had. We got them from a friend of ours who has ducks. And so we're just gonna let those wash. These may take a little bit more because they were so dirty and they've been refrigerated, which kind of cakes it on. But you can see how
It's already getting clean.
it's all coming off pretty cleanly. If you have relatively clean eggs, it's only gonna take like 15, 20 seconds per egg. Now, what you can do is if it's really, really dirty is you can kind of just press it into the actual brushes a little bit to kind of like make the brush do its job. But you can see look at how clean they're in there.
Yeah, look at that. Geez, they're like getting polished at this point.
And then once they're clean, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take them and then put them someplace to dry. I've ordered some egg drying racks, but they haven't come yet. So I'm just using this little
like a strainer?
Like strainer for now, and we'll put them in there to let them air dry. And then from there, we can move in to do the next batch. So you can take those 3 out, and then just start with the other ones. And again, it's just like 15 seconds, so you can do this pretty quickly, and you just want them all to be hit on the brushes, like 15 seconds. Like I'd seen a big batch of poop on that one. It's gone.
Wow.
We have one of our chickens in the new coop. She is insistent on not using the nesting box, and instead, she literally is going in the pile of poop. Every morning I go in there and I don't know if she's laying the egg while she's on the roost, but it's just sitting in the poop at the bottom of the hen house.
I am the first person to defend like bird brain and say like, no, they can be very smart. But then when they make moves like that, it's kind of like, yeah, this is a bird brain thing to do.
I love the fact that the scrubber is doing the work that I do not enjoy doing.
What are your thoughts so far?
I am really enjoying it scrubbing it. I feel good. It almost like polishes them on top of it. So it just makes for a really nice presentation. Like, look at that. It's got like a nice polish on the egg. And I feel like if we're all selling at the farmer's market, you're going to remember the 2 Crazy Ketos, the double K farm eggs, because ours is going to be nice and shiny.
Now ours are all fertilized. Does this impact the fertilization process if I wanted to incubate them?
So if you're going to incubate the eggs, you don't want to wash them at all. As a matter of fact, if there's poop on them, you want to maybe take like a little damp cloth and get some of that poop off. But you don't want to wash off that bloom because again, they're going to be sitting in that device and that helps protect them. So you really don't want to wash eggs that you're trying to hatch into babies. So if excessive poop, just kind of wipe it off, but don't scrub them. What I do is when we are looking for eggs that we're going to put in the incubator, I simply go through and I find the cleaner eggs that I don't have to do any wash. I mean, if there's a little bit of dirt, maybe because they had dirty feet or something like that, I just leave that. And if they're really dirty eggs, I just take those as the ones for our consumption. I don't really care about it. We also don't wash the eggs that we use for our own consumption because if you don't wash them, you can actually leave them on the counter. Once you wash the eggs, you take off the bloom, they now have to be refrigerated. And again, we're doing this because in the state of Florida, for us to legally sell the eggs, they have to be washed.
So it's kind of cool to see the before and after. So this is a duck egg that we've washed, and this is one that has yet to be washed. Definitely a difference. Okay, so now that that's done, about how long did that take?
Okay, so the video, which I have not turned off at all, and that was also us prepping everything, has been running for 8 minutes.
Okay.
So
less than that.
I would say it took you about 4 minutes to wash all of those eggs. And again, that's me kind of explaining how to do it and everything else.
So before it was me and like water, paper towels, and just like doing it. Cause again, we would give it to our kids and our friends. And I want to present a nice, I want to have a nice presentation and not like a bunch of like sticky poop on there. Because again, we are city mice coming to the country. Our children are still city mice. And so me trying to get them to, eat more backyard chicken eggs, of course they want it to look pretty. So that's completely doable.
Also, by the way, that time included washing a dozen duck eggs.
Yes.
And the duck eggs were filthy. Because ducks.
They were really, really yucky. So I actually am excited now. I wasn't so excited when we first got them because they look so gross. And so now I would like to try them.
Since I had to start the griddle anyway.
Might as well make sausage.
Made up a bunch of stuff. I like to meal prep sausage because this way it's like a grab and go.
Yeah.
Like, people ask us all the time, like, how can you stay consistent on keto? Be prepared. Like I was a Boy Scout, right? I was an Eagle Scout. The motto of the Boy Scouts is to be prepared. So what do? Always make sure there is something in your refrigerator for grab and go for those times where you're like, I'm really busy, so I'm just gonna stop at McDonald's. So keto chows, pre-cooked sausage, pre-cooked, hamburger patties, even lunch meat.
Sure.
Have stuff that is keto friendly in your fridge that you could grab and go.
Yeah.
So I already earlier today, when I was testing the eggs to see whether or not the turkey eggs are fertile, had a turkey egg. You were gone. You
What
were
did
in
you
town.
think?
I liked it, but I want you to try it. So I've got my duck egg here. And then this one here is the turkey egg. And then this one here is the duck egg. You want to start with the duck egg?
Yeah, let's start with the duck egg.
This way we both eat it. Mine is cooked the proper way.
No, mine is cooked the proper way, which is done.
And then
There's this
I broke your
gooey.
yolk. So you've never had duck eggs.
I've never had a duck egg, so you're seeing it here first.
So we may get ducks now. That is rich.
That is very rich.
Salt.
Might as well. Because we're setting up pantry, and people ask us too, when you're setting up a pantry, what's the first thing that you add to your pantry?
Redmond.
Turn to the side here. This is it. That's the first thing going in our pantry is the Redmond.
Well, even for the corned beef, I don't have any spices other than Redmond right now.
And pretty much that's all you need. All right, well, I'm pretty impressed with this little feller.
I mean, that is delicious. That yolk is really good.
Okay.
Wait, before you do that,
I've never had a turkey egg
before
either.
you do that,
Okay.
you just have to try a little
Ew,
bit.
no.
Just a little bit, because you really taste the richness of the yolk with the runny egg. I know it's a texture thing, but do you taste that richness of that pasture-raised duck egg?
Like you want to make hollandaise sauce out of that.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's super, super rich. But
And they're really good for baking.
It's a texture thing for me. Okay.
I'm curious what you think of the turkey egg.
Turkey egg. That's good too.
That's really good, right?
It's really, really good.
So
Wow.
as you consume
I'm surprised.
that turkey egg,
Yeah.
the cheapest woman alive,
Yeah.
you know what the average going price for turkey eggs are? The local farmers markets? $5 to $8 per egg.
This is a $5 egg I'm eating.
It's if you can get her to get fertilized, it's about a $10 egg.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I need to be dressed better to enjoy this egg.
You're talking about $10 steaks. Here's a $10 egg.
That's a 10, so this is at least it's a $10 egg.
It's
because it's fertilized.
Just eat while we don't know. She's not getting fertilized right now, so
That's
you know we're trying. I've got the black one now. After seeing that this morning, I segregated her with a single tom, and she's gonna stay segregated for a couple days. And the tom better get busy. So a lot of people have asked us about the new Ninja Creamy Swirl, and are we gonna review it? So I decided to order one. Then I watched videos about it, and I went onto the Ninja Creamy website and really started investigating it. I ordered it because it was in stock without investigating first, because I wanted to do a review for you guys. We will not be reviewing this because from everything I've seen online and watching the promo stuff from Ninja Creamy, it's not worth it. First of all, it's $380. Second of all, it doesn't just automatically swirl the ice cream. You have to run it through the creamy first and then move the container from one section to another and then swirl it. And then it's a pain in the neck to clean. So for me, simply not worth it. So this is going back.
So we're gonna play a little game of what's in the box? What's in the box? Since the kitchen is done,
Except for the backsplash.
yeah, we have to put the backsplash in. But if there's some kitchen utensils in here, maybe we can use them.
Okay, so our corned beef brisket has been on the smoker. It's reached an internal temperature of 160 degrees. But here's the thing, corned beef brisket should be really juicy and fall apart. Because again, the best way to make corned beef is generally in a slow cooker or an Instapot or just in boiling water. And I want that same texture. One of the reasons that it's good to do it this way, because a lot of times when you go buy a brisket, because the only difference is this has been brined in that salt solution and it brings a lot of flavor, but this cooks a lot faster than a big brisket. So if you don't have time to do a packer brisket or something like that, this will really work. But for the corned beef, we want that juicy corned beef texture. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it in a pan just like this. I really wish I had some cabbage, but I don't. But what we do have is some collard greens. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cover this whole thing with some collard greens. And this is gonna help these things to really pick up some flavor. Then I'm gonna take some chicken broth or bone broth, whatever, it could be beef. I just don't have any beef, but I'm gonna use the chicken. And I'm going to basically just fill this pan up with this broth. And so that flavor is gonna get up into there and also help cook these collards. So we're gonna put this liquid in here. You could even use water, but why bother with water when you have some kind of a delicious bone broth like this Kettle and Fire? Again, I wish I had beef broth, but I don't. And so we're just gonna put like a couple of inches in the bottom of this pan. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cover this pan in aluminum foil. And I'll probably put 2 coats on here just to make sure it gets nice and sealed, because what we want to do is get that same texture. And so by having this broth in there, it's going to really help to trap that humidity in there. So just kind of put it like this. Now, if you don't have one of these aluminum pans, you could just like make a foil boat. So take your aluminum foil, just like you would a regular brisket, wrap it a couple times, put some of that bone broth in there, and then, you know, wrap it again. The problem is that when you take it out, it's all gonna spill everywhere. So using like one of these little disposable aluminum pans will work really, really well. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this back into the smoker that I have upped the temperature to 350 degrees. You don't even really have to put it back into a smoker. You could just put it into an oven and save the wood chips, but I don't really feel like turning on this oven, heating up the house and using electricity when I already have the smoker going anyway. So we're gonna put it back in there until we get to an internal temperature of about 205 degrees. That's gonna give you that same fall apart texture that you would have with a corned beef or with a brisket. So our dinner is about done. I just pulled it off the smoker. I'm letting it rest for a couple minutes. And when I went to the storage unit to get chairs, I wanted to get our studio chairs so that we can start doing a little bit of filming here in the kitchen. It's not ideal, but we have one wall that's finished. I mean, there's no backsplash, but still, we can do a little bit of stuff in here and get stuff out of the RV, especially since we have to empty out the RV because we got to drive up to Elkhart and sell this one. But when I was in the storage unit, I found our compressor ice cream maker.
We're going old school tonight.
It was right up in the front, so I said, why not grab that and make a keto chow ice cream for dinner?
How fun.
So I made a peppermint keto chow because I found a whole stash of it. I also found a stash of butterscotch. I made one of these, and then I added into this a salty Coco Loco.
Oh, wow.
So what we're gonna do is, you don't have to have a cream in it. So we're just gonna turn this on, and then we're gonna pour this baby in here, and we're gonna let this thing make us an ice cream. Now doing it this way does take a little bit longer.
But that's okay because we have to eat dinner.
Ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, that looks beautiful.
Let me grab a fork. We're very limited on utensils here.
I found 2 plates. I was very excited about that.
So we'll do some of these collards. I'll bet you these collards are delicious.
I love collards, so I'm not upset that we don't have cabbage. I actually think that this is going to be a good pairing.
Well, I mean, I guess it's kind of in the cabbage family.
It's got a little bit of a kick to it. Collards have a spice to them, but I think that works really well with this because, you know, you've got such strong flavors from the spices.
Let me grab the cutting board. Okay, you ready?
Oh, yes. Look at that.
Let's see if this came out as good as the corned beef cabbage.
I can't believe you were able to even get it onto the cutting board.
Look at that.
That
Look at
is
that color.
gorgeous. I don't think we're going back.
This might be our new way to make corned beef.
Sheesh.
Especially because you're not a huge fan of corned beef like when I boil it.
No.
Okay. Oh, I just smell it. And again, I didn't have pickling spices, but I think that this is going to be paired really well with that Redmond lemon pepper that I put on here.
That is beautiful.
Then normally when I make corned beef, I make one corned beef for the entire family, and then I make one for just Joe. Is it weird to be like not sitting in the RV right now to film a video?
It is very weird, but I am loving it, baby.
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
So
I know I'm going to have to hit it with the Redmond.
I didn't even tell you this, but the reason I got a corned beef is when I went to Sam's Club the other day, it was $6 off a package. So
right.
I just grabbed the package that was cheaper.
Right, a smaller one.
To save the most amount of money.
Ding.
Ding.
We're not going back.
Mm-hmm.
That is fantastic.
That is really good.
This was a great way to cook it.
So you get this combination
Now I gotta try the
of
collards.
the brine with the smoke flavor.
Oh my gosh. That's next level. Okay, collards are up.
I gotta try it. Wait a minute, I didn't get to try it.
I'm so sorry.
Mmm.
That's money. And corned beef and collards sound just as good as corned beef and cabbage to me.
Well,
Sorry.
the thing is usually, like every time we drive up, like through Wauchula and Bartow,
I always want to
you're
stop.
like, want to stop at the barbecue place.
I grew up with collards.
And usually collards, and when you make it like the southern way, you're putting a bunch of sugar
Yeah,
in it.
it has a southern.
And
yeah.
it's got like the pork and the piece of the bacon.
Mm.
But these are so good. And you're getting that beef flavor in there, which I honestly am now, as I'm tasting this, I think it's better than having the bacon in there.
I think it's better than having the bacon. And I know that is like, I'm getting kicked out of the South over that. But I'm telling you, it is delicious. And this is such a fatty cut of meat that, you know, you're not missing out on the fat that bacon or fat back provide to the collards.
And what's really cool about having the brisket this way is putting the spices. Now, I think what would elevate it even more is using a pickling spice instead of the lemon pepper.
Oh.
But normally when you have the boiled corned beef, you don't get those spices. It's in the water, but you don't get it on there. And here you're getting that
Direct.
crust that's on there.
And honestly, if you hadn't told me that you used the lemon pepper, it was just registering in my brain as pickling spices, to be honest. It was
Because I did put a little bit of pickling spice that, you know, came with the packet.
Right, so it was just enough. But I mean, you know that there's a bite to lemon, and it's just, this is crazy delicious.
Well, here's the cool thing is, it's not yet St. Patty's Day. So now that we know about this, when all of the corned beefs go on sale, like the day after St. Patty's Day, let's get a bunch of them now. Because the cool thing is it cooked super quick. Instead of having that, 19 hours to smoke a corned beef, this went on the grill at like 1:30 in the afternoon and done by 6. Like that, what a way to have it. And this is like perfect for just you and me.
And the thing is that you had the vegetable done at the same time too. It's a one dish thing. And it's not just boiling water on your stove and all the other stuff.
And no pots to clean.
Yeah, nope.
You're not heating up your house
with
the boiling water in the crock pot going all day long, and we're in Florida, putting that humidity into the air.
It was outside.
It's outside in a pan that we're gonna throw out. The only thing we have to clean is our plate and normally we're using paper plates.
I will clean my plate.
And there is a little piece left over that tomorrow morning we can cut that up. Some of the eggs from the ladies, throw it out there on our grill. Have like a corned beef and scrambled egg scramble or an omelet. Oh,
wow.
This is really good. Okay, we're gonna finish eating, and then when our ice cream is done, we'll come and wrap this vlog up.
Oh. So we're doing something we never do. We are eating dessert at 9:30. 9:30 in the evening. Usually when like the sun is down, we're done for the day. But that corned beef and collards was so good. I had to go bring my mom some. Like, you know how when you're a little kid, something's just so cool, you gotta show your mom. That was so good. I had to go show my mom. And by show my mom, bring my mom some. Because it was just amazing. And she agreed, like, we ain't never going back. Like, this is how we are going to be cooking our corned beef. And we are now going to be pairing it with collards. And I'd gotten the collards from the local, there's like a Mennonite run farmer's market that is walking distance from the house. And so if we want any fresh produce, they're out picking. In fact, they have a U-pick right there. So everything is just fresh from the garden. And those collards were delicious.
So we got back just in time for the ice cream to be done.
Perfect timing.
It probably went a little bit too long, but that's okay.
That's delicious.
I actually grabbed this new trail to use as a topping, but I don't know if we need it.
I'm telling you what, having the salty in as a different flavor is the mix-in. That is really good. Wow, I never would have thought of putting those together.
I'm so glad we saved a bunch of the peppermint keto chow. And that's the thing, is like whenever there's a limited edition flavor, I just get a bunch of it so that I have it. Like I still have some butterscotch. I still have grape.
What else could we mash up? Like that would be good if you did any of like, you know, salted caramel and a
How
Coco
about
Loco.
Pina colada keto chow mixed with like orange salty.
I'm willing to give it a try.
Or the watermelon. Like mix the pina colada and the watermelon.
Let us do that thing.
I'm trying to think of what. How about a vanilla cream keto chow mixed with the new cherry chill?
Yeah, the cherry chill and the vanilla would be really good.
I got even better. Or
strawberry.
How about this one? Take this peppermint keto chow, make an ice cream, and then add in the cherry chill, and it's like, you know, peppermint covered cherries.
Oh wow, gosh, you were like a mad scientist. I'm gonna bring out the ice cream in you.
And the thing is so now you're getting even more electrolytes in the form of ice cream. You do not taste it at all. It's not making it salty at all.
No, it's not making it salty.
But I think it makes it creamier because the salt helps it to not like get that icy consistency.
About that. Now we're not doing it in the creamy. This is done in a regular compressor ice maker.
I bet you it would work in the creamy.
But I'm just saying, like, this is what we've done so far. But stay tuned.
Yeah, this is really good. Now, since we did decide that Ninja Creamy Swirl is going back.
Going back. Now we can keep this one and maybe use it.
We'll just grab our other creamy and try it that way. Make one of these in a creamy. It's just that I pulled out the compressor ice cream maker because number one, we don't have any creamies frozen.
It was in the
front.
front.
I was just like, I want ice cream right now. And the one thing about the creamy is you do have to have them frozen.
Planning.
And we don't have anything currently frozen.
Right.
And then when I went into the storage unit and it's like sitting right there in the front.
It was like.
We actually thought about like selling it when we moved. And I'm like, I don't have time to do that. We'll just keep it for now. I'm really glad we did.
I'm really glad that we did not sell it because we're going to use it.
This was a delicious day. Duck eggs, turkey eggs, a new way to make a corned beef brisket.
My mind is blown.
New way to make collards.
We're not taping in an RV. Like, we're actually in our kitchen right now. This is crazy.
We found out where the gray turkey is laying all her eggs. Or the black turkey out there in the woods.
Yep.
I mean, this was a good day. And, like you said, we don't have to film in the RV anymore. Well, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you like this video, please just take a look at the video we have linked right over there. Also, make sure you take a look at the most recent video that I'm going to put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way, every single time we try something new, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.